Have you ever noticed that some of the most capable leaders are also the most exhausted? They are dependable, they are committed, they show up, they carry a lot. But underneath all that strength, many are running on empty. And somewhere along the way, we started believing that being a good leader means always being available, always being productive, and always pushing through. But that is not sustainable leadership, because the truth is this: rest is not a luxury for leaders, rest is a leadership skill. If you are constantly drained, emotionally overloaded, mentally foggy, and still trying to lead well, this message is for you. Well, hello everyone. This is Rosette, and welcome to Renew and Flourish. Today we are talking about why rest is not weakness, why it is not laziness, and why it is actually one of the most important skills a leader can develop. Whether you lead in your home, your workplace, your ministry, your business, or your community, this matters. Because leadership is not just about how much you can do, it is also about how well you can sustain what you do. For a long time, leadership has been associated with overextension. We praise the person who is always busy. We admire the one who never stops. We assume the strongest leader is the one who can carry the most for the longest. But carrying everything without pause does not always make someone strong. Sometimes it just makes them tired. And tired leaders may still function, but they often lead from depletion instead of wisdom. When you are exhausted, your patience gets thinner, your judgment gets cloudier, your emotions get heavier, your reactions become quicker, and your ability to stay grounded under pressure starts to weaken. That is why rest matters. Not because leaders do not work hard, but because leaders need clarity, steadiness, and discernment. And those things do not thrive in chronic exhaustion. Leadership requires decision making. You are constantly evaluating, responding, prioritizing, solving, and guiding. But when you are mentally fatigued, even simple decisions can start to feel heavy. You may become more reactive than reflective, more urgent than intentional, more focused on surviving the day rather than leading with vision. Rest protects your clarity. It gives your mind space to recover. It helps you think strategically. It allows you to return with better perspective. A tired leader can still make decisions, but a rested leader is far more likely to make sound ones. Leadership is not just about what you say, it is also about how you carry yourself. People experience your tone, they experience your reactions, and they experience your emotional presence. And when you are depleted, that shows up. You may become more irritable, less patient, more easily overwhelmed, less able to respond calmly in different moments. Or, as well, you're also less able to respond calmly in difficult moments. That does not make you a bad leader, it makes you human. But healthy leadership requires emotional stewardship. Rest helps regulate your nervous system. It helps you respond instead of react. It helps you stay grounded when pressure rises. And leaders who are grounded create healthier environments for the people around them. Rest improves discernment. Not every opportunity needs a yes. Not every problem is yours to fix. Not every demand deserves immediate access to your energy. One of the most important parts of leadership is discernment. Knowing what to carry, knowing what to delegate, knowing what to delay, and knowing what to decline. But exhaustion disrupts discernment. When you are tired, you may say yes too quickly. You may overcommit. You may lose perspective. You may confuse urgency with importance. Rest gives you the internal margin to ask better questions. Is this aligned with what matters most? Is this mine to solve? Is this the right time? What is the long term cost if I keep running like this? That is wisdom, and wisdom needs space. Rest models leadership for others. Whether you realize it or not, leaders set the tone. People watch how you live, they watch how you manage pressure, they watch what you normalize. If you tell people to care for themselves, but you never pause, never reset, and never recover, what they learn is this: rest is allowed for everyone else, but not really. That creates unhealthy culture. It tells people that overworking is commitment, that burnout is normal, that boundaries are negotiable. But when leaders rest well, they model something better. They show that health and leadership can coexist. They show that commitment does not require self neglect. They show that sustainable leadership is possible. That's not weakness, that is maturity. Rest is stewardship, not selfishness. Some leaders feel guilty when they rest. They think there is too much to do. They need me. I cannot slow down right now. I will rest later. But later does not always come when we think it will. And if we ignore our limits long enough, eventually the cost shows up. It may show up in your body, it may show up in your relationships, it may show up in your mood, your focus, or your capacity. So we need to reframe this. Rest is not selfish, rest is stewardship. It is how you manage your capacity responsibly. It is how you protect your ability to lead well over time. Because leadership is not just about showing up today, it is about remaining well enough to keep showing up with integrity tomorrow. So here is the truth that I want to leave with you. You do not have to prove your value by exhausting yourself. You do not have to run on empty to be effective. You do not have to sacrifice your well being in order to lead well. In fact, one of the most strategic things a leader can do is rest. Because rested leaders think better, they respond better, they discern better, they model better, and they last longer. So, no, rest is not a luxury, and it is not a reward for burnout. Rest is a leadership skill. If this message spoke to you, I want you to do two things. First, take an honest look at your current rhythm and ask yourself, am I leading from strength or am I leading from depletion? Second, choose one practical way to build rest into your leadership this week. Maybe that means taking a real pause. Maybe it means protecting your evening. Maybe it means saying no to one unnecessary demand. Or maybe it means giving yourself permission to recover without guilt. And if this video encouraged you, subscribe to the channel, share it with another leader who needs this reminder, and leave a comment below. What does healthy rest look like for you in this session? Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.